it feels like I'm like a painter, but I'm having to like yell at someone else to paint my painting for me. And so it's like they don't know the vision because it's in my head, and I don't know the like how much is actually feasible because I'm not a coder. If you want to build something like that, you either have to have people that know your vision as well as you know the vision and are trying to put in ideas as much as you're putting in ideas, or you have to have the money to just hire people to do whatever you say.
I'm curious, what was your experience working on a project with friends? Because I think a professional relationship is very different than a friendship. And I'm curious, like, did that pose any challenges in this process? Like, what was that like?
Oh, for sure. I feel like you have to be ready to go into a business, especially if it takes off, with the understanding that this could ruin your friendship. And friendship, I think, can make the bond stronger if if you're just so open and you have that creative like fluidity that it just works super easily already. But I would definitely recommend having most of the people you work with not be your friends because it does. I feel like it puts strain on things just because um, you have to be serious with like people you work with, and sometimes there's like you can't mess around, you can't joke around. Like you have to criticize people and take criticism, and that does put strain on things. And also, if you're friends with someone, it's like whenever you're hanging out with them, it's like in the back of your head, you're like, you should be putting in more time to work on the business. Or whenever you're working on the business, it's like, um, I don't know, it feels like uh, in the back of your head, you're thinking like, this is not like you don't have that same level of respect. I feel like, or it's like it slows things down, is what I'm trying to say. Like it just adds nuances that kind of take away from what a business is supposed to be, which is just like a machine and like a competitive machine that is has to be ready to take on other people who aren't wasting time and who aren't like joking around. So it's challenging
Mm.
for sure. I mean, with you, it sounds like you don't have people that were like close friends. Is that like easier? You think?
I've had all kinds of experiences actually, because I've done both on different projects in the past, and I completely agree with you because I think that if you're an entrepreneur, you hold yourself to a high standard. I'm sure that's how you've lived your whole life. I can tell that you're that kind of person, right? That whether it's whether it's going to the gym or it's your business or your school or whatever things you care about, you hold yourself to that high standard, and it's almost like normal in your head that that's the standard I live by. And I guess you kind of automatically expect people around you that when they come on board with you, you're gonna hold them to the same standard and they're gonna just accept it. And then I mean, I've done it before too, and then I'm always surprised by like they don't care as much as I do, and you can't even say anything to them because like fuck, I'll fuck up the friendship, right? So,
Yeah.
I think the biggest learning I had about this was when I started like a nonprofit in high school. So I basically started this nonprofit freshman year of high school, and I grew it across 4 years. From at first it was just four of us, for four co-founders, and our goal was just to increase educational equity. And over time, we raised like $40,000. We were sponsored by 12 companies, and we partnered with 11 other NGOs, and we're basically able to raise money from local tutoring and then use that fund to like donate them to other schools around the world. And it started with four of us. There's a fly around my computer. It's pissing me off. Fuck off. Okay. And then we grew it to a 60 plus member team by my junior senior year. And I made so many mistakes because I was like in high school. And one of the biggest mistakes I made was like just pulling in random people to lead giant groups of people without any vetting, just because they're my friend, just because I think they
Right.
have the same vision as me, just because I expect them to do a good job. And I've like taken people I'm friends with, just put them in positions just because like we're friends. And face problems with them, then I'm like, I don't know how to deal with this. Like, how do I tell them that, wait, fuck you, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Like, I need you out. Like, you can't really say that anymore, right? You can't like have a hard conversation with them. You can't be hard on them the same way you'd be hard on someone who's working for you or someone who is joining your organization because they actually care about it too. And I think along the way, I started to realize the difference between friendship and professional relationship. And I guess I thought to myself after those mistakes that, okay, should I just, I kind of shifted to just hiring people I didn't know, and that actually worked out pretty well. So we started opening up so these all mistakes happened when we were about a 10 to 20 member team because I was just pulling friends in, right? Then we opened it to be like a club in the school, and then we had randos sign up and we had application processes, and that started helping. But I think I realized now in college that your friends can partner with you. That you can have relationships with people that are friendships and professional. The only thing is, I think you have to do. I've realized that like when I did two things differently, like for the podcast, for example, everyone that works on my team is my friend, and it works out perfectly. And I think the reason it does that is because I changed the way I did it a little bit. I did two things differently. The first thing I did differently was that I thought to myself, like, what is the standard I hold myself by in the podcast? Like, what are my non-negotiables? And for me, that's like consistency. Like, I want to post every week. I've not missed a week for 2 years, right? I want to, if I'm posting YouTube Shorts, I want one every day. I don't want an excuse the night before, right? So I started like lining out what my expectations were, and then I'm like, okay, when my friends coming and saying, "Yo, I want to work with you," I said, okay, like we're good friends, but I have to just keep in mind that like there's a difference between friendship and professional. Then I'll kind of map out that like whatever happens, we're still good friends, whether you do well or you don't. But like, if you want to work with me, like this is what we gotta do. And they're like, okay, fine, and I'd even tell them right there and then that like if you don't, then we might have hard conversations, but that's nothing to do with our friendship. And we've
Yeah.
had a fuck ton of those hard conversations, and we're still good friends. And I'm like surprised that it worked that easily if you just tell them. And with the two guys I'm working with on Rookie, it was like the I met these guys and we just started working on this because it was a complete random way we met each other. It was like almost like not supposed to happen. It was so random on an airplane. I mean, they're cool. I would say we are friends, the three of us, just because we're pretty similar. And they're gonna visit in Michigan, so you might be able to say hi to them as well.
Mm.
But we're pretty friendly with each other, but at the same time, like they're serious about what they do. And when I talk to them, I could tell that they're similar like me and you. Like they hold themselves to a standard too, which is why it was appealing to join their team. So I think the second difference, I think, is that not just pulling your best friends, but actually like filtering through your friends and like trying to recognize qualities in good friends and seeing like even if like person X is not your best friend, but he's like a casual friend, but at the same time, you can tell that he has really good traits and he lives in a similar way, then he's like someone you'd want to work with because you can already tell that if he joins you, you'll care about the stuff you work on. So the two guys I'm working with on Rookie, from like the day one, our conversations, I can tell like they're people who are serious about wanting to make something. So I felt comfortable joining them because I'm like, okay, like we can make this work, right? So I think those two things, as long as like you're paying attention to that, because I still do that mistake sometimes where I'll just pull in my friend to work on something, then it'll hit me like, oh fuck, I just did that mistake again, because it's like it's so natural. But
Yeah.
I've noticed those two patterns that if you just make it clear in the beginning, like you'll never lose a friendship from business.